Chapter 117 to 118. Wiper Pav, Fwa, Fwa. I was training my spear style while sweating a little. This wasn't the sweat from heat. I'm immune to it. It's the sweat formed from hard work. I started to dance skillfully. This is a tribal dance that I learned when I was a kid. But now, this is a powerful move where with each of my steps, I move at an extraordinary speed to strike someone and return to my previous spot without anyone noticing. To normal people, the dance must seem unstable and flawed. But this is one of my strongest hand-to-hand combat techniques. Yet, I can't beat him. Amon. He is my older cousin. He never lost to me in anything even once. He even won in the birthday section, as it is a few days before mine. 4 years ago, before he left for Ryjan Island, I challenged him for one last time. I stopped my dance and stared at the ground. I lost. That's right, I lost back then. But I didn't stop training. I thought after 4 years the gap between us would decrease. But now, even Rocky is stronger than me. My hands shook as I clenched my jaws and tightened my grip on the spear. I looked after Shandora for the past 4 years as if this was my own kingdom, but after so long, when he returned, he claimed it back. I don't mind it though. This was my punishment for the loss 4 years ago. Besides, he is a nice brother. He praised me for lasting so long against the Marines, but I don't want to be praised for holding long. I want to be praised for winning. I want to win. Even if I can't beat him, I want to beat others. At least Rocky. Cooler died. Rocky killed him. She also killed his colleagues. She is stronger than me then. People might say I was not able to beat Cooler because he is my natural counter. But the truth is, he is not my natural counter. Rather, it's the opposite. I am his. I'm a superior element, yet I couldn't defeat him. I can scream and say it was the rain's fault, but it would be stupid. That's right. Nature won't always be by my side. I'm not a protagonist from a fairy tale. If someone is the protagonist, it would be him. Phoo. I sighed after a few moments of silence, readjusting my grip on the spear. These thoughts are useless. I should train more. I should be able to use at least 2,000-degree heat. No, I should be able to lift at least 5,000 tons before the next 2 years. Hap. Again, I vigorously started to train. Life is all about training and challenges. I'm sure one day I will reach his height. I will get out of his shadow. One day. Amon Pav. I flew toward Rocky as I noticed something. Doflamingo's rat. In the ruined ship, in a corner, one of Doffy's family members, Makvis, was hiding. I can see some people with severe injuries beside him. They must be his subordinates. It seems they were injured by the battle's skirmish. Let's ignore them for now. He hid from the battle, so there is no need to go after him right now. I also don't want to harm him. I will use him to contact Doffy. I need to get close to Caesar Clown. I then flew towards Rocky, who was holding 2 swords with her injured hands. Her hands remind me of the incident 8 years ago when I threw the blaze dial. Good grief. Zzz. Rocky was alarmed by the slight sound of passing electricity. I need to work on this sound. I need to make it vanish, or this might be a weak point in the future. Oh. Rocky blinked her swollen eyelids. It's you, bro. She smiled and pointed at Tesoro, who was under her feet. Look, I defeated Rocky couldn't continue her words and dropped forward towards my chest. Her face hit my chest. Hey, get up. I slapped her cheeks, but she didn't respond. She was unconscious. Sighing, I contacted Short Motor by sending an electrical signal to his processor. B-Boss, you are here. I stared at him. He looked strange with that automata nose on top of Liger's intimidating face. Take Rocky to the ship. Treat her quickly. I handed Rocky to him as he needed it and ran backward. This wasn't a big injury. She got far worse injured in space. Earth is relatively more peaceful than that hell. Unlike I initially thought, space was dangerous, so she will be fine, completely fine. I then looked at Tesoro, who was laying on the ground, unconscious. He is a stubborn man. A villain with a cliché backstory, but that story is what makes him stubborn. He won't work under me at all. He is an awakened user of the gold fruit, so I don't want to kill him. I wanted to have him as my subordinate. If I kill him and give the fruit to another person, they may never awaken it, so it would be a rather big loss. But if subordinating doesn't work, then brainwashing it is. But there is a problem. Brainwashing someone reduces their fighting ability since some nerves are destroyed and the brain can't function properly sometimes. Other than that, there is also the fact that, while I'm brainwashing someone, she might die. Also, the stronger a person is, the more chances of the technique failing increases. Or I would have spammed this and already brainwashed people like Whitebeard. Yes, sometimes their brain bursts out. That's a thing that happened with many Marines who came after Hina that day. It's a 50-50 chance that a person will survive. I only took the chance with Hina since I simply didn't care if she died or not, and also the fact that there were many others besides her to be used as a spy. If it was this simple, I would have already brainwashed Vivi too, though it's true that I am still hypnotizing her every day. It's nothing extreme, just pure love. Can't take any chances. I shook the thoughts away. Anyway, I should focus on brainwashing him. I need to concentrate. Wait. Abruptly, after sensing a presence, I looked at my side. There, a woman with red hair was lying. She wasn't unconscious. A grin formed on my face. Luck fruit can easily enhance his chances of survival. Perfect. The world is on my side. Laughing, I approached the woman who shrank backward. She recognized who I was. Sky Emperor. Oh, is that how I'm known around here now? It has a feel to it. The one and only Sky Emperor. I crouched down and patted the woman's head. My eyes curled up as I smiled. If you don't want to die after being raped by horses, do as I say. The next day, at Dressrosa. What? You encountered Lucifer, the Sky Emperor, Doflamingo cried in surprise to the Machvisi in front of him. Yes, Daffy. It was a dangerous experience. I don't know why I felt that way. I never felt this scared in my life in. Machvis returned safely from Tesoro today. Daffy wiped his sweat and sat down on his seat after taking a breath. Tell me everything in detail. Yes. So when I reached Tesoro, Machvisi started to talk about everything he saw, about Rocky's sword slash, and how strong she was. Yes, she is a part of the Sky Emperor's people. When Lucifer came down from the sky, he and the robot chatted quite casually in. Machvis kept explaining things to him as Daffy kept sweating. From the detailed explanation, and because of Machvis's fear, he even exaggerated some things. Rocky's image in his mind grew to be a dangerous existence. Most frighteningly, he started to sweat. When that monster came, he took the red-haired woman and unconscious Tesoro to a room. After that, he suddenly teleported behind me. I was scared shitless. Oh, that's right. Machvis then slipped his hands in his pocket, taking out a letter. He handed me this letter and asked me to deliver it to you in. Daffy had a frown on his face. He accepted the letter and unfolded it as his eyes under the sunglasses arched up. Don Quixote do Flamingo. I will ignore that you were after my prey. Reading this line, Daffy's veins popped up. Cuckoo, Tesoro was initially my prey. Although he was very angry, he still decided to read further. I have some business with you and I would like to have some chat together while drinking tea. All right, I will let your subordinate go without any harm, but be careful to not mess with me in the future. Sayonara. The smiley emoji got on Daffy's nerves, but he just sighed. It's lucky that you didn't touch my family, or I wouldn't have cared that you are an emperor. Daffy cared most about his family, his subordinates. He was one of the few antagonists who did so, but there was still a problem left. But what does he want from me? He wondered. Why did Amon want to meet him? He felt it's not something that will harm him, or he would have decided to weaken him by taking out Machvis. Still, all emperors are freaks. He might be just too arrogant and let Machvis go. I should prepare for his coming here. Daffy felt irritated that he didn't specify a date, so he has to be on guard every day from now on. Unfortunately, Amon won't let him sleep peacefully for more than 1 month. After Rocky was taken to the submarine by short motor and Amon handed the letter to Machvise, he returned to his new puppets. Amon was sitting on a sofa in a room on Gran Tesoro. He was looking at the 2 people who were sitting on the sofa in front of him. One of them was Guild Tesoro, the owner of this ship, and the other one was Baccarat, the red-haired woman. Unlike Hina's emotionless state, both of these 2 are smiling. Amon was inspecting both of them. "What are your names?" Both of them opened their lips at the same time. "I am Guild Tesoro, my lord." "My lord, I'm Baccarat." The 2 of them were now successfully brainwashed. They didn't even receive much damage like Hina did. They could feel emotions perfectly unlike Hina, but they still held Amon as their lord. This was what Amon called perfect brainwash. Good. Amon scratched his cheeks with a smirk on his face. All of this was because of Baccarat. The luck fruit power is awesome. I ordered the woman to steal Mayan Tesoro's luck and use it on herself. She did so in complete fear. After that, I successfully brainwashed her. And since her luck tripled, she didn't die or get any other side effect too. Amon chuckled lightly. Good grief. After doing that, I ordered the brainwashed Baccarat to use the tripled luck on the unconscious Tesoro, and then I started to brainwash him too. It was an easy game. Amon successfully brainwashed him as well. Amon had a single thought then. I wonder, what if I mix luck fruit's powers and karma fruit's power together? It would be interesting. Amon might even unlock the one and only protagonist's aura using them. He cracked up at the thought. Anyway, Amon got up. I will be going. I need to treat Rocky. Look after the ship. I will be back soon. Amon's body turned blue. Bye. A week later. Ha 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 ha. Huff. Ha 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 ha. A strange laugh sounded out throughout Shandora. People felt chills run through their wings. In the middle of the Golden City, there was an artificial water fountain in middle of the road, with Amon's and Kalgara's golden statues standing in the middle. Inside this fountain's borders, a girl with untied black hair reaching her waist was holding a bounty poster and rolling on the water, laughing strangely. She stopped midway to take deep breaths every now and then, only to start laughing again. Ha ha ha, The girl was Reiki. She was making an ooh-ooh face and started to twist her body while touching her crotch. Yes, I got a bounty, and it surpasses Wiper. Fuck. I'm wet. She was talking shamelessly while people around her ignored her and walked past with an embarrassed face. The kids around pointed their fingers at her wet shirt, showing her bosom, but their parents quickly covered their eyes and grabbed them away. Beside her, Short Motor was sitting on the wall while eating an apple. He didn't mind what she was saying and just observed her acts. He took a bite. Lady, won't you catch a cold like this? Even though your arms are healed, you will again fall sick. Boss will then lock you in your room again. Bam! Ah! Reiki threw one of her sheathed swords at his head as he fell on the other side of the wall, though he quickly got up the next second. Ouch! That hurt, but I'm not wrong. Shut up. I will cuck that bastard if he locks me again. I'm going after Yona, don't you know? She is so cutie. I always had my eyes on her. Reiki hugged herself and rolled on the water with closed eyes. Oh, I'm waiting for the fateful night when we will become together. Ahem. Hearing the fake cough, Reiki opened one of her eyes. Soon both her eyes grew up. Beep, bro. This is not what it looks like. I swear. Short Motor sighed from the side. She took a 180-degree turn in a second. Such a pure girl. In front of the fountain, Amon was standing with Yona hiding behind him in fear of Rocky. Her eyes were glaring at her, screaming, Lord, punish this girl. Rocky cried tears while Amon walked away. He glanced at her one last time. Look after this. Yona and I will be going hunting for a while. Yona is one of Amon's most loyal subordinates, so it makes sense that Amon will trust her with something powerful. Seeing a holy priest handling such a dark power would be interesting, though it's a mystery if Yona, the girl who spent her life serving humans, would choose to accept such power. Amon glanced at Yona. But you will do that for me, won't you? He laughed and flew after grabbing Yona. In merry wise, an important meeting was being held. Slam. Look, everyone, this is the bounty of the new girl. An executive of the government slammed a paper on the large round table. There were around 30 people sitting. Among them, Sengoku, Kong, and Sakazuki were also present. This executive's name was Baran. He was a middle-aged man with a thin build and had a goat beard on his chin. He wasn't particularly a greedy person, but even he was smart enough to take an aspiring chance. Knowing that the nobles wanted Lucifer's bounty to increase, he was trying his best to make it happen so that he could get a bonus or even a raise. This girl is said to be one of the sisters of Lucifer, Baran explained. According to the report, the person who defeated the vice admirals in the raid was also her. But since there was zero information on her because she appeared when everyone was knocked unconscious, we held back from giving her a bounty. But now she got a bounty already. It would take a great amount of strength to raid the largest entertainment city by herself, along with only some robotic toys. Even more so, she defeated Guild Tesoro and his subordinates. That was a feat. Tesoro was around admiral level, and calculating her previous feats, she should revive a bounty higher than Fire Fist Wiper. Although it seems Guild Tesoro was still alive and ruling over the Tesoro, from the Sky Emperor's arrival there, it is most likely that they have formed an alliance. Although this news was kept hidden from the general mass, as requested by Amon, the government did get a glimpse of it. Obviously, it was impossible to fully cover because of Morgan, but the WG blocked most of it. The only news out to the general mass was, Sky Emperor's subordinate defeats the richest man on Earth. There was no news out on what happened later on. Along with WG, the emperors with vast networks such as Big Mom assumed that Guild Tesoro was in an alliance with Amon, nothing more than that. But since the WG knows about the destruction Rocky caused, she got a bounty. Considering all this, this girl, Sky Sword Rocky's bounty of 750 million seems small. 750 million belly. As Baran yelled, everyone started to murmur hearing this. It was quite a high number for the first bounty. But he was right. Just considering her relationship with Amon, she should have a higher bounty. Among the people present there, a fat man opened his mouth. First, her brother broke the history by receiving the highest first-time bounty there is, and now this girl. People nodded hearing him. She indeed should be the most dangerous person after the Sky Emperor himself in his army. She deserves a bigger bounty. Baran smirked internally. That's what I was saying. She should have a higher bounty. Not only that, with such a powerful girl under him, Lucifer should get a bounty boost as well. I suggest a 4 billion belly. All right, calm down. The old voice of Kong stopped his sentence. This isn't big enough to increase his bounty. Don't think I'm not aware of you guys' greedy thoughts. I can smell them. You won't get a promotion like this, young ones. Kong laughed a little. Let us observe a little more. He's just a kid after all. Don't get too hyped. Along with Baran, everyone went silent. Baran pulled his courage to say some more words. BB, sir. You can't underestimate him just because he is young. He killed Admiral Kizaru after all. A voice cut him. What nonsense are you spouting? Flash. Everyone looked outside the window where a blinding light flashed. There, a man with a severed arm and torn-off yellow suit was standing. Killing me isn't that Aasi. It was Admiral Kizaru. Kong laughed from the side. He knew Kizaru was alive. His Vivre card was still fine after all. In the end, sigh. Baran just sighed. I will have to wait until Lucifer makes another move. He gave up this chance. But Baran's next chance will come soon because Amon is going to hunt down another warlord. Sip. Ah, how do you have such great tea in this old ship, Brook? Amon asked towards the tea-drinking skeleton in front of him. Yo-ho-ho-ho, it's a secret. The skeleton answered with his iconic laugh. It was, Brook,